Hello, and welcome to Fahrenheit 451, Lesson 18, Analyzing the Development of Theme. We've been reading The Great Imagination Heist and analyzing and assessing claims, evidence, and reasoning. Today we will begin reading The Sieve and the Sand, which is part 2 of Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. We will also analyze Montag's response to Beatty's speech and how Bradbury uses the response to develop the themes. For this, you will need your copy of Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, your reading protocol, conversation stems, and discussion tracker handout posted with the Lesson 1 material back on August 31st, your central idea and theme tracker posted separately on September 18th, your anchor text theme tracker posted on October 6th with that material, and the 3-column notes handout posted with today's lesson. Now we're going to begin reading part 2 of Fahrenheit 451, which is The Sieve and the Sand. I'm going to read the first part out loud to you and begin going over the 3-column notes handout. I want you to listen and read along as I read aloud. After I finish modeling the 3-column notes handout, you're going to continue reading to page 76, stopping at In Its Whole, and then you will complete the remainder of the 3-column notes handout. Altogether, this should take about half an hour. Part 2, The Sieve and the Sand. They read the long afternoon through, while the cold November rain fell from the sky upon the quiet house. They sat in the hall because the parlor was so empty and gray-looking, without its wall lit with orange and yellow confetti and skyrockets, and women in gold mesh dresses and men in black velvet pulling 100-pound rabbits from silver hats. The parlor was dead, and Mildred kept peering in at it with a blank expression as Montag paced the floor and came back and squatted down and read a page as many as 10 times aloud. We cannot tell the precise moment when a friendship is formed. As in filling a vessel drop by drop, there is at last a drop which makes it run over. So in a series of kindnesses, there is at least one which makes the heart run over. Montag sat listening to the rain. Is that what it was in the girl next door? I've tried so hard to figure. She's dead. Let's talk about someone alive, for goodness sake. Montag did not look back at his wife as he went trembling along the hall to the kitchen, where he stood a long time watching the rain hit the windows before he came back down the hall in the gray light, waiting for the tremble to subside. He opened another book. That favorite subject, myself. He squinted at the wall. That favorite subject, myself. I understand that one, said Mildred. But Clarice's favorite subject wasn't herself. It was everyone else, and me. She was the first person in a good many years I've really liked. She was the first person I can remember who looked straight at me as if I counted. He lifted the 2 books. These men have been dead a long time, but I know their words point, one way or another, to Clarice. Outside the front door in the rain, a faint scratching. Montag froze. He saw Mildred thrust herself back to the wall and gasp. Someone, the door. Why doesn't the door voice tell us? I shut it off. Under the windowsill, a slow, probing sniff, an exhalation of electric steam. Mildred laughed. It's only a dog, that's what. You want me to shoo it away? Stay where you are. Silence. the cold rain falling, and the smell of blue electricity blowing under the locked door. So now let's look at the 3-column notes. Just real quick before you continue reading. Let's look at the excerpt from the text. Outside the front door in the rain, a faint scratching. Montag froze. He saw Mildred thrust herself back to the wall and gasp. Someone, the door, why doesn't the door voice tell us? I shut it off. Under the windowsill, a slow, probing sniff, an exhalation of electric steam. Mildred laughed. It's only a dog. That what? You want me to shoo him away? Stay where you are. Silence, the cold rain falling, and the smell of blue electricity blowing under the locked door. So let's look at what's happening in this passage. In this passage, Montag and Millie are sitting in the house. They're reading the books, and suddenly they hear scratching at the door. Millie offers to shoo the dog away, but Montag, he knows it's not just a dog. He knows it's the mechanical hound. And since he knows it's the mechanical hound, he yells at Millie to stay away. And how does this develop Montag's character? Montag is still being hunted, even though Beatty has left. He is reminded that Beatty will expect him back at work. And Bradbury uses this to build tension because it's the tension within Montag that the reader experiences. He is reminded that Beatty will expect him back to work, not only in general, but shortly. And so now I want you to finish reading pages 68 to 76, and then complete the rest of the 3-column notes handout.